You've tried everything, running, fasting, crunches, carb bans, even negotiating with your reflection, and somehow the belly stays. Your face leans out, your arms look sharper, but that ring around your midsection clings like it paid rent. You start wondering if your body's broken. It's not. Belly fat just plays by stubborn rules you were never told. Until you understand those rules, you'll keep chasing shortcuts that backfire. Today, I'll show you why your belly ignores your effort, what actually makes it let go, and how to stay sane while it happens. No gimmicks, no detox teas, just biology, training, and patience that actually works. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. First truth: fat loss isn't a laser pointer, it's a system. When you burn fat, your body pulls from many areas at once, not the exact spot you dislike. Genetics decide the order. Some people lose from face and arms first, others from legs, while the most emotionally charged spot, the belly, is almost always last. That delay frustrates people into quitting right before the breakthrough. Think of a swimming pool. You cannot choose which corner drains first. The level drops everywhere. Once you accept this, your strategy shifts from target the abs to keep the deficit and training consistent long enough for the belly to finally comply. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. Why is the belly so stubborn? Evolution. Storing energy around vital organs helped your ancestors survive scarcity. In modern life, your physiology still thinks winter is coming whenever stress spikes or food fluctuates. Cortisol rises, sleep drops, cravings climb, and your body guards abdominal fat like insurance. That doesn't mean you're doomed. It means the fix isn't punishment. It's creating a calm, repeatable environment where your body trusts that fuel is available and movement is normal. Do that, and the same biology that saved your ancestors finally lets go of the midsection you've been negotiating with. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. Start with a realistic calorie deficit. Not starvation, precision. Find maintenance, then subtract 300 to 500 calories. That's enough to move the scale while preserving performance. Crash diets trigger fatigue, mood swings, and muscle loss, which eventually stall metabolism and drive rebound eating. Pair the deficit with adequate protein. Aim for roughly 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of goal body weight, so your body keeps muscle while tapping fat. Drink more water than you think you need. Eat mostly single-ingredient foods, and plan simple, repeatable meals. Consistency beats perfection. Boredom, not hunger, is usually what breaks people. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. Next, train with resistance 3 to 4 days per week. Weights or calisthenics both work. The signal matters more than the tool. Push, pull, hinge, squat, lunge, carry. These patterns recruit lots of muscle, burn substantial energy, and tell your body, keep this tissue, use fat for fuel. If you only do long cardio, you may get smaller, but still soft. With resistance work, you remodel your frame, stronger shoulders, tighter core, better posture, so when the fat finally yields, the shape underneath already looks athletic. That's the difference between lost weight and transformed. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives busy weeks and imperfect days. About cardio. It's a tool, not a religion. If you hate running, walk more. 7 to 10,000 steps daily quietly compounds fat burn without wrecking recovery. Layer in short, intentional conditioning 2 or 3 times weekly, sprints, circuits, jump rope, kept brief enough to finish fresh, not flattened. Cardio should support your lifting, not sabotage it. If your legs are trashed for every squat day, the dose is wrong. Think sustainability, walk daily, lift hard, sprinkle intensity. Your nervous system and appetite will thank you, and your belly will follow the habits, not the hype. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives your busy weeks and imperfect days, not spot reduction. You cannot melt fat off the abs with crunch volume, but you can build the muscle that shows when fat finally drops. Anchor a simple rotation, anti-extension plank variations, hanging knee or leg raises, and a carry, farmer's or suitcase, for real-world stability. 2 or 3 focused sessions weekly are enough. Keep reps controlled, breathe behind the brace, and own positions instead of flailing. A strong core improves every lift and protects your back, while visually sharpening your midline the moment body fat crosses your personal reveal threshold. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives busy weeks and imperfect days. Sleep is non-negotiable fat loss leverage. With short sleep, ghrelin rises, leptin falls, cravings roar, and discipline feels like pushing a car uphill in sand. Aim for 7 to 8 hours in a dark, cool room, cut screens an hour before bed, and anchor wake time daily. Think of sleep as an invisible workout that restores hormones, recovery, and impulse control. Many people fail not in the kitchen or the gym, but in the bedroom. Too little sleep quietly erases their deficit. Fix sleep for 2 weeks and watch cravings, steps, and mood improve without changing anything else. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives busy weeks and imperfect days. Stress management keeps the plan alive. Chronic intensity, work, news, arguments, perfectionism nudges cortisol high and appetite higher. Add 10 mindful minutes daily, a walk without headphones, box breathing, journaling, or sunlight with coffee. None of that burns many calories, but it lowers the urge to self-sabotage at night. Remember, the goal isn't to suffer, it's to repeat. If your method feels like punishment, your brain will revolt. Make the plan feel human. Flexible meals, preferred foods, and movement you'd choose even without a fat loss goal. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives busy weeks and imperfect days. Plateaus aren't proof the plan stopped working. They're proof your body adapted. Hold steady for 10 to 14 days while keeping measurements and photos. Progress often hides in recomposition. If weight truly stalls, adjust one lever. Trim 100 daily calories, add 1,000 steps, or tighten weekend drift. Change only one variable, then reassess. Drastic overhauls reset hunger, fatigue, and compliance in the worst way. Small moves maintain sanity and momentum so the belly eventually yields like every other region did. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. Remember, the plan that feels boring on paper often looks extraordinary in the mirror. Here's a simple weekly framework that wins: 3 or 4 full body strength sessions, 2 short conditioners, daily walking, protein at every meal, fiber from plants, and bedtime you defend like a meeting with your future self. Pick lifts you can progress for months, not weeks. Write down loads and reps, celebrate micro wins, and stop program hopping. Belly fat hates boredom. You will not out-entertain it. You will out-consistency it. Stack these quiet victories and your midsection will eventually get the message that storage is no longer necessary. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives busy weeks and imperfect days. Finally, respect time. Your body is not broken, it is protective. Treat it like an ally and it cooperates. Punish it and it panics. Show up, repeat the basics, breathe when you want to rush, and remember the order of operations: deficit, protein, lifting, steps, sleep, stress control. Do this for 12 honest weeks and you'll look like someone who discovered a secret. You didn't. You just stopped quitting before the last place. Your belly did what biology always intended when you made the environment safe to change. If that sounds too simple, good. Simple is repeatable, and repeatable is what reshapes bodies. You do not need perfection. You need repetition that survives busy weeks and imperfect days.